Right on to the real, much love to these haters. It's time for the Lakers. It's time for the Lakers. Right on to the real, much love to these haters. It's time for the Lakers. It's time for the Lakers. Right on to the real, much love to these haters. It's time for the Lakers. It's time for the Lakers.
What is happening, my YouTube family? Of course, it is your boy B New. I'm coming at you on this Thursday. And first and foremost, as always, want to send out positive vibrations and blessings to anybody who could be listening. Now, with all that being said, we do know that the Los Angeles Lakers were in action on yesterday in yet another preseason game, the second preseason game of this year. Tonight, they will be in action again in Las Vegas, I might add, against the Minnesota Timberwolves. So they were out in Vegas on yesterday, which I did plan on being at that game, but there were some unforeseen circumstances that did not allow for me to do so. But with all that being said, just to take a look at that game, remember after the first game, everybody said LeBron James was missing all these baskets and everything else, and it was just looking so terrible. But like I said, it was just the first game, and it just was a little bit of working the kinks out and working the rust out. And as you can see, he did that on yesterday, coming out being quite effective in the first half, scoring all the points that he did score. I think it was he had 17, 18 points in the first half. It was looking very efficient. And this was all without the likes of Anthony Davis. Now, we all know Anthony Davis was listed as not playing yesterday as far as his back soreness. Now, I had already said on the game before that Anthony Davis had some back soreness, but he toughed it out and played anyway because it was the first game of the preseason. He probably didn't want to hear that noise. He wanted to go out there and just, see how he could play and see what he felt like. And after he did so, he was quite effective. As you know, he knocked down a couple of threes and was looking real good. His wrist seemed to be a lot better, more improved, because we know the struggles that he had last year with his outside shooting. Now, because of the back injury, I'm sure the coaches, like Ham said in the press conference, he just wanted to be overly cautious with it because you don't want to irritate it, because why even go out there and prove something in the preseason? I'm pretty sure Darvin Ham just sent AD out there in the first game just so he could see, okay, what does AD got going? Let's just see how they can mesh with the team. And he saw that, and what he saw was sufficient enough to hold him out in the next couple games. AD might not even play for the rest of the preseason. He is a veteran, so it's not like he doesn't know what is going on. You understand what I'm saying? And as far as him learning the offense, even though they do need to spend some time together, because that was part of the issue last year, because they were missing they had a lack of cohesion because they didn't get a lot of minutes together. And what I mean by that, the big three, and that of AD, LeBron, and Russell Westbrook. But we might have a new big three in town, because I know he don't want to be called AK-47 anymore, old Austin Reeves, or AR, whatever, 15, AR-15, my bad. I'm thinking AK, the boy Austin Reeves, AR, we know we won't get into all the ins and outs of why he doesn't want to be called that anymore. We don't really get into those type issues on this show. We try to stick it to the hardwood, which is basketball court, like I said, you understand? So let's just keep it moving. Now, with all that being said, what I was saying about the big three, I was meaning Austin Reeves, because Austin Reeves came out last night, and I'm telling you what, he looked like he was in command of the offense, the way he plays with LeBron. Man, I tell you something about Austin Reeves, man. He just got that Southern playalistic Cadillac funky music in his soul. You know what I'm saying? And you could just hear it when he talk, man. If you hear Austin Reeves talk, you'd be like, hold on, was that Austin Reeves talking? You could be listening to an interview on the radio, and you'd be like, man, who was that talk, man? That's Austin Reeves. But like I said, he got that Southern playalistic Cadillac funky music in his soul. But as I was saying, man, came out, dropped 8 dimes in the first half? Was it 8 dimes in the first half? Austin Reeves came out dropping, and whenever he ran, the wings ran with him. And I'm going to tell you what, the boy already has just a tenacious defensive prowess about himself. The way he approaches the game on the defensive end of the court is what was allowing him to get playing minutes from the jughead Frank. But now I ain't even gonna be negative, but y'all know what I'm saying. From Frank Vogel last year. And I'm telling you what, man, speaking of Frank Vogel, I'm so happy to see the Lakers coming out here with a new defensive philosophy, making everybody more accountable for their man. When Frank Vogel was the coach, everything was about switch. You had to keep switching, rotating, which I understand you still have to do that as much as the ball moves in today's NBA and the way it's played from the perimeter. But I like the way Darvin Ham is making players more accountable, staying on their man. versus all this switching. So switch when appropriate, but we'll talk about that as we progress through the season, as we can see the philosophy of what Darvin Ham is. But like I was saying, back to Austin Reeves, man. Austin Reeves was slick running the court, going up and down the court with speed. The Lakers played with some speed last night. And, I like the fact that Austin Reeves is going to be spending a lot of time around Patrick Beverley, and that's a great person for him to learn from because Austin Reeves is already a great defensive player. He's only going to learn more from Patrick Beverley as far as when they scout out other players and other teams, what to look for, because we all know that Pat Bev is a film junkie when it comes to getting inside of the NBA film room and just studying opponents and tendencies of what other players do and who you are going to be guarding when it comes to your next matchup in particular games throughout the regular season and once they get into the playoffs. And that's right, I did say playoffs because I'm telling you what, LeBron James, man, even in year 20 last night, I don't know if it was because they had already the GM's polls came out and they were saying LeBron was the 4th or 5th best small forward in the league, the 2nd or 3rd best power forward in the league, which, by the way, to come in that rank in year 20 is still amazing. But you're talking about that's for 2 different positions. And then, it's basketball IQ. I think he came in first amongst all the GMs. And then, of course, he came in, 3rd and 4th in a lot of other rankings. And maybe LeBron James says, let me go out here and remind everybody who still is sitting on the throne in the NBA and none other than King LeBron James. And I think he even hit that logo 3 last night just to let people know what's up, that he been hitting logo 3s. And that's something that's you're gonna have to watch out for in the regular season because LeBron James, because of we're gonna get to Kendrick Nunn in just a minute, but LeBron James is going to be very is going to be relied on heavily by the Los Angeles Lakers to be able to shoot threes at a higher clip. And I think as he progresses through his career, he's only getting better. I know last year he took a career high 8 attempts per game. I think he'll stay steady on that course this year and hoping, because LeBron, he would have games where he's shooting 7 or 8, 6 or 8, 7 or 9 from 3. But then he would come out and have games where he's just 0 for 5, 0 for 8, 1 for 10. And that would really destroy that average. And on those games, let's just hope that the other Lakers can pick it up. And, with Anthony Davis playing, of course. So last night was a game where Anthony Davis did not play and the Lakers still competed. And see, that was the issue last year. When Anthony Davis went down, the Lakers' old legs, they didn't have anybody who could compete. You could not run the offense through Carmelo. You didn't have anybody who really could knock down threes that was reliable. The people that were still on the team, they were not reliable, even though they were given plenty of opportunity. But of course, Frank Vogel never went with lineups and people knew what their assignment was and when they was going to start and when they weren't. So it was just a constant cakewalk. Like, you understand me? Like, I don't know if you remember in elementary school when you played the cakewalk and you had to walk around and then stop and then whatever number you stop on, the cake carousel or whatever. It was just like that. That's how Frank Vogel did his starting lineups last year. He just put on the carousel, it turned around, and then boop, whoever, okay, you start. But that's exactly how it seemed to me. But I'm so excited. Nothing excites me more than to be able to see what a new coach and a new philosophy and a new scheme and new leadership is going to bring to this Los Angeles Lakers team, because that's some things that they were missing last year. And then you have another voice in the locker room, going back to that of Pat Bev, who is not afraid to talk to people and hold them accountable. And also we see Russell Westbrook is starting to look like Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook might earn himself an extension with the Lakers if he could actually come out and show his worth, but it wouldn't be for the money that he getting now. So don't ever get that twisted, because I don't think Russell Westbrook will ever make max money in the NBA again. So I don't blame him for opting in and going ahead and getting that money. But anyway, let's talk back about Kendrick Nunn. I meant to make a note of how many threes he hit last night, but I know he shot it from a high clip. I want to say he shot 50% from 3 last night, and he dropped 21 points, and he was coming off the bench in that particular case because the coach, of course, was playing around with the lineups just to see what he could do. And I'm telling you what, when you can have when the Lakers go small and they can put in a lineup like, listen to me now, a Kendrick Nunn, a Pat Bev. That way you have a backcourt of somebody who can really play defense and somebody who can run the offense and can still score in either of those two, as far as being able to run an offense. and be able to handle ball handle capabilities. And then you could put, along with those two, you know, maybe a LeBron James in that 3 spots. And then you could put AD in that 4, and you can have Damian Jones in the 5. And that way you got some length on your wings. You got some people who can run on the wings. You have some people who can make some key decisions, and some people who can actually hit the outside shot in that of a Kendrick Nunn or LeBron James and a Austin Reeves, because I think his shooting is only going to get better as he ages and grows more confidence. And you're only going to get more confident as you play with that person in the likes of a LeBron James. So the Lakers was actually looking fast last night, and they was actually even, I want to say even Skip Bayless said earlier today that the Lakers was looking like a contender. So if it's coming from a hater, then you might want to pay attention. You understand what I'm saying? So like I told y'all the other day, you know, not concerned about the Lakers, man. Not concerned about them at all. And as always, we're going to say right on to the real, and much love to the haters. If you haven't done so already, hit that bell, hit that subscribe, like, share. The Lakers are taking on the Timberwolves tonight. I've been interested in see the Timberwolves as far as the addition of a Rudy Gobert playing with Karl Anthony Towns. I'm not sure who all will be playing, but at the end of the day, man, I just want to send peace and much love to everybody, and right on to the real, and much love to these haters.